Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, it's important to recognize our sponsor, OnPay. Without them, we couldn't be sharing these important stories. Today on Atlanta Business Radio, we have Patricia Karam with Mission Recruit. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited to learn what you're up to. Tell us a little bit about Mission Recruit. How are you serving folks?
Yeah, of course. So I started Mission Recruit about 2.5 years ago after giving birth to my third child. So at Mission Recruit, we are a recruiting services firm. So we have 3 primary pillars. First is foremost, best-in-class recruiting services for mid-size and Fortune 500 companies. Second is our mission to give back. So we partner with a local domestic violence shelter and human trafficking center to donate back for every placement we make. And then thirdly, to keep the human and HR through human design. So we're really excited about it.
So tell us about that last pillar. How did that come about?
Yeah. And, that's kind of our pivot pillar. If you think about 2020 and how we can change with the times, historically, with personality assessments, it's a long questionnaire. And usually when people respond or answer the questions, people think of leaders in mind or what the company would want an employee. So maybe consciously or unconsciously, people don't have the most authentic answers. And that's why I really like human design, especially with everyone working remotely. I feel like it's very important to keep the human in HR. So what human design is, it takes the Eastern and Western practices, principles, and science to create your unique human design profile. And there's 5 specific types, which I have a human design expert on team who leads these, and we offer it through individualized PDFs as well as workshops for team members. So it's really exciting.
And then as you mentioned, as a lot more organizations are going remote, to have this kind of congruent culture fit is so much more important, I would think now. It's always been important, but now it's even harder when, humans and humans aren't interacting face to face. It's all done remotely. You really have to be mindful about this.
Oh, exactly. And that's why I think it's so important, because I truly believe human design helps you professionally, but also personally, to understand yourself and how you work with others, and understanding everyone else's human design type, especially if you're a leader, if you're looking at your team, it'll help you as a leader figure out how to motivate team members specifically based on their design type.
Now, can you talk a little bit about your backstory? How'd you get into this line of work?
Yeah, well, I don't want to date myself, but when I graduated from university back in the 2000s, I remember the hottest trend was pharmaceutical sales. And I wanted so badly to be in pharmaceutical sales, but instead I got an internship with Intuit, which I'm so thankful for because I love the IT industry. And so I started there, and eventually I realized I wanted to be more interacting with humans. So I got into IT staffing, and I worked everywhere from the largest IT staffing firm in the nation to the largest staffing firm globally to a small mom and pop shop. And I realized I saw what didn't work and what did and didn't work. And I just decided to create my own with the intention to give back also.
So now, what kind of drives you to have this kind of philanthropic portion of your business? Like, why is that such a core part of the DNA of the firm, and not just something that, okay, this is something I want to do on the side, but to actually incorporate it as part of the organization?
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a really great question. And I think I think a lot of it has to do with being first generation here in the States. My parents are from the Philippines. And so I saw what it looked like to not be as abundant when you first move over here. And they really worked hard to give us a really great life. And along the way, I've heard stories, friends who've been involved with domestic violence and human trafficking. It's huge in the Philippines. And so I thought, if I can create a company and be abundant with my company, why not give back? There's no harm in that. So that's always been something important to me.
So now, how has it been for you, kind of creating this firm around, around these kind of key core values to you, and also just being an entrepreneur as opposed to coming from, like you said, you work for some of the largest companies in the industry to now doing your own thing, and that's a different kind of experience.
Yeah, it was really big for me to offer a more personalized solution. When you're working for a company that's too big, which, there are great, huge companies out there, of course, and a lot of huge companies are my clients. But I just wanted to give an individual approach, a more authentic approach where I could be myself and that would be okay. And I also wanted the freedom to do anything I wanted in this role too. So it's been a lot of fun for me.
But how has it been from kind of when you're working for somebody else, you're kind of a cog in the machine, and then
Yeah.
now you're running your own firm and you're deciding kind of what's what and where everything goes. So has that been a challenge, or was this a smooth transition to working for yourself from working with a larger enterprise?
It's always a challenge, and when you go from having a great salary to doing it yourself, that's a lot of investment and a lot of risk. And I definitely wasn't making as much as I was used to when I first started out. But with great risk comes great reward. So I think overall it's been really great. But yeah, it was very hard, especially it was my second year during the pandemic, but we were still able to be profitable, which I'm super thankful for. Yeah.
Now, do you have any advice for other kind of entrepreneurs that are thinking about making that leap from having a corporate job to going out on their own? Like what would be some advice around recruiting team members to join you on this adventure?
Yeah, I would say do it. In the staffing industry specifically, you have a non-compete. So you have to make sure to abide by that non-compete. But I would say start while you can. And when your company becomes more profitable and it's right financially, then turn in your notice. But I wouldn't quit until you have something going financially.
Now, recently, your firm was recognized as one of the top 10 Asian American businesses. How did that come about?
Oh yeah, oh gosh, what an honor that was. I I have a client and a friend who's on the board, and she nominated me. And when you're nominated, they go through a review process. And I think because I was able to pivot and I was able to introduce human design and also philanthropy, I think that I was chosen to be one of the top 10, which is a huge honor. Especially because the month that I received the award was the same month as the Filipino American History Month in the US. So it was very cool.
Wow, that was kind of serendipitous.
Yeah.
Now, talk about your decision to become a certified women business enterprise. Has that helped you in your kind of in finding new clients and kind of separating yourself from others?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, this was another reason why I wanted to branch out on my own because I realized companies, especially these huge Fortune 500 companies, have diverse spend. So, this is also another recommendation if anyone's looking to start a company. If you're in any way diverse, minority, woman, veteran owned, any type of diversity, you can obtain a certification. I would highly recommend it because of the diverse spend budget that companies have. So, yes, I have been able to get in a couple of my clients specifically because of the certification.
Now, who is the ideal client for you? What is the kind of the perfect fit for your firm?
Oh, yeah, any and all. So usually we place high level IT professionals as well as executive level. And I do some marketing and sales. So it could be anywhere from startup to mid-size to Fortune 500 companies. I welcome all clients.
And then the pain they're having is they're just frustrated. I mean, in this kind of job market, it's extremely challenging, and it's hard to do it on your own. So that's why you would kind of partner with Mission Recruit to help you fill those hard to fill roles.
Absolutely. Not only that, but we also screen for culture fit. So you have some companies who want heads down and other companies who want someone who's collaborative. And so we also help with not only the technical fit, but also the cultural fit.
So that sounds a little different than some other recruiting firms.
Yeah, you have some that just for every opening they would send 10 to 15 resumes. It's really, really our responsibility and core value to only send the top 2 to 3 candidates per opening because we want to save time for our clients. That's the whole purpose.
Now, if somebody wants to learn more about your firm or get a hold of you or somebody on the team, what is the website?
Yes, it's missionrecruit.com, and we're on all the socials. And I would love to hear from anyone and everyone.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on all the success.
Thank you, Lee. I so appreciate it.
All right. This is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio.